Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and having a good stitchy week. So today we're doing a stitch with me on the piece by the Cross Stitch Studio, which is called Smiling Tiger, which is this little cute one here. So I'm in this area up here. So apologies as well, you may hear some noises in the background. Ginger's still playing with his bags. So if you watch my update video, you know what I mean. But yeah, he's still playing with bags. So we'll see how much of this we can get done. So, as you can guess, Shane's not here. He's gone with his sister to the shops to get the niece's birthday stuff. So hopefully I can try and keep my hand out of the way, but there's no guarantee, as always. So this one I'm doing on 28 count, easy guide, 1/1 full cross. Birds are joining in, as you can hear. And I've just realised I've not taken a photo at the start of this again. So give me a second. Let's take a quick photo. Yeah, that's ready for my next update video. So this one, I did start in the Royal Rose method, and hence the reason all the park threads. I'm changing it back to the way I normally stitch, because I prefer it that way. It's this one, I can push a needle through it. It's still a bit overcast here. I say it was meant to start raining. I said it was going to start raining about 10 o'clock, so the chance are it might start raining soon. Excuse me. So I haven't done the washing today, because normally the washing's out on the line already, because I don't want to risk it, just in case it starts to rain. So we'll start with the usual work update stuff. So not been too bad at work this week. New splitting saw broke. I don't know how they managed to do it. So it's an automatic feeding one. It's got like a little conveyor belt on the part that leads it into the blade. And they managed to rip it. I don't know how they managed to do it, because it's really thick, whatever it's made out of. Well, they managed to rip it somehow. Then they were trying to get that all stuck back together. And then it needed calibrating. So they ended up in the end having to get the engineer out to come and sort it all out and get it calibrated and see if they can repair this belt. So they can repair it, they just need to order a clip of some kind to hold it in place. So I don't know when that's coming. So other than that, it's not been an overly exciting week for things that have happened. So I don't know if you remember me mentioning a while ago that I was getting some cover for the new saw for the people working on there, because they're always out in the sun. Well, their cover It turned out to be a umbrella. I don't know if this is just a temporary thing or not, but yeah, they ordered one of those big outdoor umbrellas that they use at like cafes and that to cover tables. So they've ordered one. They got one of them. So I don't know if they're still getting the other cover, but the other cover is not even going to be cover. From what I understand, it's just going to be like a carport that they're putting over the saw. So that's meant to be there at the end of October, so I don't know if that's still happening or not. And they just bought this umbrella thing as a temporary measure. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll tell you, the people who work on that saw, they're not the brightest of people. So it came with the weights that you put on the legs to stop it from blowing over. Now, they were assembling this new umbrella. And I'm looking at it, and I've just sat laughing. So what they've done, they put the weights on the bottom, and then they set the umbrella on top of the weights. And it's like, okay, maybe they're just putting them out the way for now. I don't know. Anyway, they finished building the umbrella and that part up, and then you could see them scratching their head, trying to figure out how to get these weights connected to the umbrella. So I left them. And after them sat there for 20 minutes trying to figure it out, I went over and I was like, with these weights, I says, you fill them up with water, I says, and then you sit them on top of the umbrella legs. And I was like, what? I says, yes, they go on top of the umbrella legs, not underneath it. And I was like, well, I was wondering how you got it to stay. And I was like, oh my God. So, not only did they not know how to do that part, they filled the weight things up with water, put the umbrella in place, but they didn't fill the water things full because they were too heavy for them. I was like, seriously? So they only filled them a quarter full. Well, we've had a couple of windy days at work, so needless to say, the umbrella keeps falling over or blowing over and I keep having to go and catch it. And it's like, how much water have you got in these weights? About a quarter. So they need to be full. I says, hence the reason they're called the weight for them. I says, you have to fill them all the way to the top. Yeah, but they're heavy. And give us them a year. So I went and filled them all up to the top. I said, they're not that heavy. But, I mean, this umbrella thing's to keep them out of the sun. So, again, this is how intelligent these people are. So, one of the days we had some rain come through. So, they kept the umbrella up. Fair enough. It's waterproof. So they didn't get wet. But then it started getting windy. And it started getting windier. So this umbrella that was blowing over, I said, you can't have the umbrella up in this strong wind. Because it was some right gusts of wind. I says, you need to put it down. I says, you only need to up when it's raining or sunny, as long as there's not too much wind. But now they insisted they needed this umbrella up. I was like, one, it's not sunny, so you don't need it. Two, it's not raining no more. I says, but it's too strong a wind to keep it in place. I says, you need to put it down. So, anyway, after them catching the umbrella like 20 times, they decided to put the umbrella down. I thought, oh, there we go. The smartest of people. And I had to laugh the other day. Now, one of the blokes there is due to retire. From what I understand, he's meant to be retiring at the end of the year. Now, I don't know if it's the end of this year or the end of the tax year, so the financial year. But he's retiring, he's at that age. So he's, what, 67-ish? Something like that. He looks a lot older. He come to work the other day and he's dyed his hair chestnut brown. And I was like, so it was fully grey. So he's dyed it chestnut brown. And the lad who works on the saw with him says, oh, you look about 20 years younger. I was like, where are you looking? I says, his hair might look a bit like 20 years younger with the colour of it. I says, but his face still says he's over 70. He's all wrinkly and... But Obviously, it was one of these kits that you do at home, where you just out of a bottle or whatever. So he doesn't have... Well, put it this way, his hair looked a lot thicker when it was grey than it does since he's dyed it. His hair is really, really thin, so you can see straight through to his scalp. So his scalp is now a nice chestnut brown as well. And it's like, seriously, you obviously had way much to drink over the weekend, because it was over the long weekend. And it's like, you obviously had way much to drink, too much to drink over the long weekend, and thought that dyeing your hair this colour was a good idea. Apparently he's done it before. He used to always dye his hair. And it's like, well, all the time I've worked there, I mean, I've been there 4 years now, he's always had grey hair, always. So obviously last time he dyed it was over 4 years ago. Which obviously he was a lot younger then. But yeah, he looks ridiculous. And I was like, yeah, I'm all for, like, people wanting to dye their hair and whatever, but the thing that makes me laugh is his original hair colour is black, so why would you go brown? And chestnut brown at that. But he's also Aboriginal, so it just looks funny. Well, he's part Aboriginal, I think, not full Aboriginal. So yeah, so it just doesn't suit him whatsoever. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. But yeah, is that okay? Whatever. I think that was it for work. Yeah, because it was a long weekend, so we've only been there at work this week 4 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 2 of the lads were not in on Friday because they've gone to some car show somewhere, I don't know where. So one booked it off, the other one pretended he was sick. It's like, what time are you leaving for this show? He said, oh, we're not leaving till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30. He's like, well, why didn't you just come to work? And sorry, I've got the phone plugged in that I'm recording from, so I keep catching the wire, so apologies for the shaking. He's like, well, if you're not going till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon, why don't you just come to work and do half day or whatever, and then you're not losing any money. But nah. I didn't want to. As I mentioned earlier on, Shane's gone to the shops with his sister. Now, he was moaning before he went to the shops that none of his shorts fit him. I said, you've shrunk all my shorts. Yeah, of course I shrunk all your shorts, Shane. Yeah, obviously. Well, the fact that you've put a load of weight on because you don't stop eating. So normally he was in a size small for everything, shirts, shorts and all that lot. Now he's nicking mine, so medium, because he can't fit into his. So as I mentioned last week, he sold his iPhone and bought the fish tank. So this time he's selling his watch, so his Apple Watch. So I don't think you get much for the Apple Watch. And he's going to buy a load of new clothes, he says. Is that right? Okay then. So we'll see. I was going to say something else and I forgot what I was going to say. Can't remember. Well, that's it. So, as I mentioned as well, Shane's sister's having to move house. Well, she contacted the realtor about the, as I mentioned, the one house, and they said there's another one coming up that's having something done with regards to insurance or something at the moment. Well, she spoke to the realtor again Tuesday, I think, and they said that there's another house that's coming up at the, I think it's the 19th of this month or something like that. Pretty sure that's what they said. So she says that one might be more suited to you. So she was like, okay. So they've not been and seen the house yet. We know where it is, which is a good thing. And it's not just round the corner, which is even better. It's about a 5-minute car ride from here. So it's near enough in the same area. Well, it's in the same section of where we are, estate, if you like, whatever you call it. But theirs is right near the main road, whereas ours is further back. So, anyway, she was speaking to the realtor and that, and they said that they were going to put the name forward for it. They just needed some information. So, she found the realtor up on Tuesday, I think. And there's a bloke there, he's obviously newish. Doesn't know what he's doing. So she asked a question about her old house, whether or not they had to leave the water in the water tank or not, and he wasn't sure. He'd said, I'll get back to you. And she mentioned about this other house, and it's like, yeah, you need to send your wage slips, and then you need to fill out an application and all this lot. And she's like, what's the point of filling out an application? Because he just asks you for your previous rental history, which was with the same realtor, ID, which is already with the realtor, and something else, which is already with the realtor. So she was like, well, so anyway, the person who she normally used to deal with is on maternity leave. So she keeps trying to get hold of my realtor, because she deals, I think she mainly has the houses around this area. So anyway, I gave her the email address for my realtor so she could email her to just ask a couple of questions. Anyway, the realtor found her up yesterday. So yeah, Friday, yeah. I told them that they got the house, they've been approved. And it was like, she hasn't even seen the house yet. She doesn't even know if she likes it, but she's been approved for it anyway, and it's theirs. So they're going in, I think around the 20th or something like that, to sign for it. So, yes. And then apparently, me and her were going for walks every day. I was like, oh, we are we? So, I don't mind walking. I used to walk everywhere until I got a car. But even then I still walk for most places, if I can. So apparently we're going to start walking together, because she wants to lose some weight, I need to lose some weight. So we're going to start walking. So she's going to, the girl she said, well, I'll walk up to your house, then we'll have a coffee. And then we'll go for us walk, and then walk to my house, and then we'll have a cup of coffee, and then you can walk home. I was like, oh, okay. That's not how it's going to work, is it? So we'll see. So yes, that means my hand keeps getting in the way, I apologise. So that means that one weekend, it means I'm going to be helping them move, because they helped us move. So yesterday she was over here with the youngest niece, and then they decided they're going through the website, because they've not seen the house. Obviously on the website it normally shows all the houses, and you can also see the houses that are already leased. So this one's already leased at the moment. So they were scrolling through to see if they could find the house. so they can see what it looks like on the inside. They must have been scrolling for a good half an hour. Shane on his phone, her on her phone. So it must have been a good half an hour or whatever scrolling, trying to find pictures of the new house. Where are we? There. So yeah, so that was quite funny watching them doing that. Anyway, the family found the house, and there's hardly any photos whatsoever. There's maybe about 3 photos of the same room, and then of one of the bedrooms, and that's about it. So it's just for what I can see on the photos, there's no air conditioning in that house. You can't see any in the main room or in any of the pictures from the bedroom. So I was like, oh, you're going to be hot, especially if it's going to be as hot as I reckon it is. But it hasn't got ceiling fans, so whereas a holdout house never had ceiling fans, so she had no fans at all. So she used to borrow stuff off of us. So yeah, so that's going to be interesting for her. So yeah, so we're just waiting now to go and have a look at it. I'll just put that in the wrong spot. I haven't put it in the wrong spot, put it in the right spot. So yeah, so they're not hoping to move. So they're hoping to move into the new property at the end of October, some point. I think when you're trying to stitch with your camera in front of your face, you can't always see where you're going. That's a bit short. Hopefully I can get this stitch done. Yep. And I just stitched that, not that, that, not that, not that, that. Yes. Also don't thread it when I need to end the stitch, end the thread. I hope I've got a cat coming under the cover underneath my feet. It's got to be Kitty. The fish are all still doing okay. So we got, I think I mentioned, we got 10 neon tetras and 2 Cory something or other some kind of catfish. And they're all still alive. So that's a good start. We've managed that far. I went to put a timer the other day so we can put the lights on the timer on the tank. We should remember to have the tank on for between 10 and 12 hours a day. So if we put it on when we leave, it's going to be more than 12 hours by the time we get back. So we bought the timer yesterday so we can put it on. And put the light on the tank. So. Anything when you've got park threads stitching around it. do have a couple of questions. I went through my phone earlier on. Oh, if you remember, last week I mentioned that the YouTube app that FlosTubers get wasn't showing all the comments. Yeah, I've worked it out. Normally when you go onto your video, you can choose like to see all comments or see more comments. Yeah, well, it just shows recent, I think, at the moment. But if you press on it, it then loads up all of them. Also, I've just worked that one out. It's like, great. That makes it easier for me to go through and have a look, see if I missed any questions. So there was 1 or 2 questions that I'd actually missed from the other Stitch with Me. So I'll be answering those as well. Again, apologies, I've just knocked the cable. Right, I'll just do this one and then get to where I need to be for the next stitch, and then I'll see what questions we've got. I thought we was going to have a cat stop play again then. Tiger was aiming towards me, but then changed his mind. He laid down on the floor. Right, so let's have a look. See what questions we've got. No, I don't think I've got many. Oh, that's another thing before I go into the questions. So over here we have our TV service is called Foxtel. So in the UK, that's equivalent to Sky. I don't know about anywhere else. Anyway, they do this Foxtel rewards thing. And you go on it and you try your luck to see if you can win anything. Well, last Sunday? Saturday? I can't remember what day it was now. One of them. Shane was down at his mum and dad's. And Saturday was? Last Saturday. Yes, Shane was down at his mum and dad's. And he went on this Foxtel rewards thing and he won. So we now have... I don't know if this will show up on here. If not, I'll have to insert it. Really, that's a big... Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah. He won one of these. So, a Smeg coffee machine? Fully automatic coffee machine or something. So he won one of those. I was like, okay, we've now got another coffee machine because we've already got one. Not a Smeg one, ours is just a cheap one. So Shane went looking to see how much they cost. Well, like nearly $1,000 or just over $1,000 for a coffee machine. And I was like, sweet. So he's now, you can only do it once a week up until I think it's November or something like that. So he's now trying to see if he can win the fridge. There's a Smeg fridge on there as well, and they're like $4,000. So the coffee machine, it says he got that. Congratulations, you've won, and this will be shipped to you at some point in November, I think. So yeah, so we've got a new coffee machine. So we'll see how that one goes. So then his dad tried to see if they could win anything and didn't get anything. And then his sister tried and they didn't get anything. He was like, oh, unlucky. So Shane said, I've never won anything before, ever. That's the first time he's ever won anything. And it was a coffee machine. So... I said to him, don't you go selling it before we even got it. I says, because I want to try it out and see if it's any better. If it's better than the one we've got, then we'll get rid of our old one. And we'll keep the Smeg. So we will see. I'm just going to wait for it to turn up now. I said to him, I hope you've updated your address with them. Because he still hasn't updated half of his address. Well, his address with half of the... things over here, so like with the banks, I made him do his car one the other week for his license because he'd not done that one. So it's like, get your address updated with everything, because obviously we have a joint account. We also have our own bank accounts. So even though it's a joint account, we both have to update our addresses on the joint account. So I've already done mine, because last time when we moved, Shane didn't update the address. I did it on mine, and my new bank card came to the new address, and his new bank card went to his mum and dad's because he forgot to update it. So hopefully he's updated it now. I don't think we do new bank cards for a while anyway. So. So yes, so in November we'll get a new coffee machine at some point in November. And who knows, maybe a new fridge if he gets lucky again. So I'm assuming he'll be trying that later on today, because you can only do it once a week. So he did it last Saturday, so he'll probably do it today to see if he can win anything again. Right, that's what I was doing. I was doing questions because I saw the picture, because I took the picture to show someone what he'd won. Remember that one, just so I know which one I've done. Yeah. Right, questions. So this one is from Nick, the Cottrell family. So in my last dish with me, I mentioned the grey bird with the black face, and she said, on the subject of birds, she saw this hideous, I'm not going to say the next part, bird at Sydney Harbour the other day, and she was told it was called an ibis, but someone called it a bin chicken. What's that about? So yes, the ibis, it's not a very attractive bird. It's the native bird over here. So it's generally white with a black face. Sometimes you do get black ones, but they have a really, really, really long beak. And they are called bin chickens because normally you find the ibises either at the dumps, scavenging for the food that people are throwing away, or raiding people's bins. So yeah, they eat anything and everything. So hence the reason they're called a bin chicken. So if you don't know what an ibis looks like, if I remember, I will insert a picture of an ibis. I'll put it at the end, instead of trying to find out where I need to place it in the video. So yeah, I'll put it at the end of a picture of an ibis. But yeah, most of them you'll see are white with a little bit of black. But every now and then you do get a black one. At the old house we used to have a black ibis that was hanging around. But yeah, they are the native bird of Australia, and they are, as far as I'm aware, they're protected as well. I'm not 100% sure. They cause a lot of trouble on motorways. There's a motorway near us, well, near work, and the ibises were all nesting at the side of the motorway, and there were hundreds of them. So obviously every time they were taking off and stuff like that, they were either flying into cars or into trucks and smashing windscreens, and so they had to put rails up, or fencing up, to protect both the ibises and to protect the drivers. And then they said once the nesting season was over, they were going to try and like relocate them or whatever. Yeah, that didn't work. So the nesting season started again over here, and they went straight back to the same motorway, but I think a bit further away from where they they were last time. So again, they've been causing trouble on the motorways again. Actually, what I'll do it now, because otherwise I'm going to forget to find a photo of an ibis. So let me just quickly do that, and then we'll answer the next questions. There we go. Now that's a picture of an ibis. So we'll add that one in later. So this one is from Angela, Mrs. Miggins, who said, only good plus regarding sister-in-law moving so close is that Shane will save on fuel. Probably not, because I'll still end up running around after her. But why do you make it difficult for you to make videos? Because Shane won't need to text you to say he's coming home. So no, Shane will still message when he's on the way home, because if he's putting the car in the garage, I have to make sure that the cats aren't in the garage. So even if he goes to the shop 9 out of 10, he messages me to say he's on his way back. So even if he knows the garage door's shut, but it's just in case. So yes, so he should still message me to say that he's on his way home. So if I'm doing any kind of recording, I can hurry up and pack everything away or whatever. So yeah, so no, the cat's not out of the bag just yet. I told you, once I get to 5,000, I'll tell him. I'm not anywhere near 5,000 yet. It's still going to be a while. That's subscribers, by the way, not videos. So the next one's from Sharon Marie. Now, I'm not 100%, I can't remember which video this one was from, but she said she loves hearing the birds and that in the background, and she was watching one of Alara's videos, and creatures making the noises at night time. So she wants to know if the nighttime noises here as well. So yes, there's always, like I say, it depends on the time of year. So at some stage you'll get the cicadas. So they'll be coming out soon, and they make a right racket. And then you've got your cane toads. They always come out at night time, so you hear them rustling around and croaking and wherever. And then your possums, they come out and they start making funny noises. And then obviously you've got your roos and wallabies jumping around. So yeah, there's always noises going off. Where we are at the moment, we've got some willy wagtails, so birds. You used to hear it a lot when I was at the old house filming from there. Looks like he's on speed or something because they can't sit still. So yeah, those, you hear them going off at night time. And the finches, for some reason, been going off the last couple of night times, so I don't know what they'd be going off at. But yeah, there's always some kind of night activity. Oh, and then you've got your bats as well. I've not heard the bats at this new house yet. At the old house we used to, because we used to have a fig tree. So the bats were always after the figs. But I haven't heard any bats here yet. Mind you, they do disappear over the winter period. But they are on the way back now. There's one town that we drive through. It's called Canungra. And they have loads and loads of bats. Where's that stitch there? Or am I in the wrong spot? What did I miss one? No, I've not marked one off, obviously. Because I've got a stitch there, that's not on me. So yeah. And as I was saying, yeah, in Canungra, the bats all seem to congregate there for some reason. I've no idea why. The trees, you just look at the trees and they're just full of bats, literally, during the day. Completely full of bats. So when they're all back there, then, you know, you're going to start hearing them around here. But yeah, there's hundreds of bats. As you're driving to work, you can see them all. But they smell as well. When you're driving past, even with the windows closed on the car, it smells like someone's had a fair few doobies or joints, whatever you want to call them. It just smells like marijuana galore. And it's like, holy crap, someone's growing a fair bit of weed. But no, it's apparently from the bat droppings. But yeah, it stinks. There's that many of them. There's hundreds. If I ever get a chance to, I'll see if I can take photos of them to show you how many there actually is. But I normally drive home from work, so that's when you see them mainly. Driving to work is normally just a bit dusk, so they're only just starting to come into land. So there's not that many there during the day on the way to work, but obviously with the morning's getting earlier now, they might all be in soon. So as soon as I can get some pictures, I'll take some pictures and I'll show you how many bats there are. But there's hundreds. So that was that one. So the next one is from Melanie. Now this one is from my Magical Moment in Time piece. And that one I'm doing 28 count 10 stitch, 2 of 1 10 stitch. And she wants to know if I will be doing the Krynic in 10 stitch as well. So more than likely, I'm going to try it in 10 stitch and see how it looks. But yes, more than likely it will be in 10 stitch. But I'm not 100% sure if it'll be 1 stranded 10 stitch or 2 stranded 10 stitch, because obviously Krynic is a bit thicker than that stitch. Yes, yeah, Krynic is a little bit thicker than obviously your DMC. So we'll see if it'll be single strand or double. Depends on the coverage, I suppose. But yeah, I'll still be doing it 10 stitch, because it'll kind of look a bit odd. All project in 10 stitch and any bits of Krynic in full cross, especially since I think it's 6,000 Krynic stitches or something like that, I think. And that was it for questions. And again, apologies for shaking you. Of course, as intelligent as I am, I forgot to charge the phone that I record from. Normally I charge it on a Friday night. Completely forgot. Maybe I didn't know whether I was going to be able to get Stitch With Me done this week or not, but I still forgot to charge it just in case. And then I finished doing my update video. It's like, oh, damn it. I forgot to charge the phone. Oh, never mind. I hope it's not going to be too long before I find the ear of this tiger, because I think it comes in at the bottom of the first page, but I could be mistaken. Nope, it comes in at the bottom of the second. Nope. It comes under the page underneath. So 1, 2. I've got to wait till I get to page 4 before I start hitting the tiger. That's a shame. Luckily these pages aren't really big. I don't think I'll be finding the tiger this time this year. Let's just jump straight to the tiger and start stitching it. Give me 2 seconds. Cats are chasing something. Okay, we're back. Sorry. It was a peewee. That was a bird, a black and white bird, and he was getting something in the garden. So the cats were obviously trying to get to him. So I filmed a little video of him. I don't know who he was attacking, but he was attacking the hell out of it. So it must have been like a grasshopper or something like that. So I've done a little video which I'll tag on at the end as well. I don't know how clearly you can see it because I'm filming obviously through the shade cloth, so hopefully you can see it. It's a little black and white bird. Well, speaking of birds, just thought about this one there. At work, as you know, I feed the birds. So I have the kookaburras, the magpies, the butcherbirds, noisy miners. Well, the other morning I went to work and there was just one kookaburra sat there waiting for some food. Normally there's 7 of them, but there was only one today, this day. So, got the food out and fed him. And then, because we open up in the morning, me and Shane. So I had to do my stuff, so putting the keys in the forks and opening the shed open. But I forgot to put the lid on the tub of food. I also heard this noise. So what was that? The kookaburra. And dived onto the table where I sit and nicked the food. So I nicked the food out the tub and flew off. It's like, you cheeky beggar. Luckily, there wasn't a lot of food in there. Yeah. I'll tell you, he stole the food. And then I realised why he stole the food. He then flew up onto one of the power lines and he's got a baby. He was feeding his baby, or her baby, whatever. So yeah, stole the food for the baby. It's like, well, normally the baby comes with him. There's 2 or 3 that actually feed the baby. So they're obviously a family. But yeah, normally the baby comes with him, but this time it didn't. So yeah, he stole the food to go and feed the baby. That cheeky monkey. So I'm guessing it won't be long now at all until the other birds bring their babies. Because there's 3 magpies that turn up that come for food, and they always break the food up and then take the food away. So they're obviously for their babies because they're in a net all day. And then there's my butcherbirds. They're coming for the food for the babies. I know the butcherbirds will bring their babies, they always do. Until the babies are a certain age and then they get shooed off, same as with magpies. So I know the butcherbirds will bring their babies when they're a bit older, so they should be coming within the next couple of weeks. I don't know about the magpies, I don't know if they will bring theirs. I know at the old house we were in, the magpies used to bring their babies. So I don't know if they'll bring them to work or not, so we'll find out. So that's going to get very expensive for food, feeding the birds when they bring all the babies. They've kind of got into the habit now of waiting till break times. So they'll all sit there in the morning waiting for me to turn up, and then at break times. So as soon as they hear the saws go off, they all start coming in, because we have 2 breaks. So they start coming in for the food. But I think they get a bit confused as well, because when we're finishing for the day, obviously turn all the saws off, and then the birds start turning up. It's like, there's no food left now. It's home time. Every now and then there might be a little bit left over, so it's like, alright, you can have that bit, but don't tell the others. With the amount of food that they get at work, I'm surprised these birds can actually fly, because the manageress, she always feeds the birds. So she feeds them about 3 or 4 times a day. And then obviously I feed them as well. But I think she doesn't get the kookaburras. They won't come down to work, because she only throws bread and that out. And so it's normally the lorikeets and cockatoos and ibises and that come up to her. And sometimes the magpies. So I get all the other animals, all the other birds that are in the area. But yeah, I'm surprised half of them can fly. Especially one of the magpies I feed at the moment, she's fat as anything. So what we had, I think it was about 50 minutes before. So we're almost at an hour. So we'll finish this thread and we'll call it a day. And then I can start working on mini top frog and see how much of that I can get done. Because as I say, I don't think I'm going to get as much stitching in that one this week as I normally do, because we've got the birthday girl tomorrow. Well, we aren't going to, but we're going over there, if you know what I mean, for the party. And my brother, I don't know if he's been down to Mum's to do any more of the building over there because his van broke down. He was meant to be going last Sunday. Well, he was meant to be going last Saturday and the van had broken down. So he said he was going Sunday, but obviously he had to go in his car. So I don't know if he turned up or if he did what he was doing, because my other brother never sent me any pictures. I don't know if he's actually done anything this week. So I'm also going to be phoning my mum up today on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, because I had to arrange that with her last week because I didn't know what was happening with regards to the birthday bash, what time it starts and what have you. So I arranged to phone her up today. So I'll be phoning her up later on. So I'll find out then if he came down last weekend and if he did anything. She told me off last week for phoning too early. It wasn't my fault. My brother texted me to say that she was ready. So I phoned her up. She said, "You don't normally phone this early." I thought, well, he said he was ready, so I thought I'd phone you up. Because normally I wait until one of my brothers texted me to say that my mum's ready. So once the carers are finished and been and gone, they'll message me to say that I can phone up. So it depends on one, if my twin brother's at home or not. If he's at home, then he'll text me as soon as the carers walk out the door. And if not, I have to wait till my other brother turns up there. And then he'll message me if my mum's ready. So, I don't know who's messaging me today, but one of them will be. Same thing when you're doing tiny park threads. If you go everywhere, it's trying to fill in the gaps. Or with my socks that I got the other day, that I showed on my old day video. I'm going on about Shane not changing his address. I thought to change my address with them. With Sucks for You. Luckily, I've got a redirect in place. So the Sucks came here. Because otherwise they'd have gone to the old house. And I'd have been sat wondering where it was. So yes, I need to do that as well. So I need to email them and ask them to change my address on there. There's only one more to go, which will be the winter. Yeah, the winter ones. But then there's my 12 Days of Christmas one, which I think gets sent out in November, I think, something like that. So I've still got that one as well. So I need to message, like, your name's Joe, and get that sorted out, get that rearranged for the new address. On my double-sided storage tub for my bobbins, it should be here this week. It's come all the way from the USA. And when you look on the tracking that it sends you, it's just that it's been accepted. It doesn't say where it is. But I actually went on to Amazon today to see if I can see an update on there of it, and it was at Brisbane. So I was like, cool, that means that should be here this week. So it wasn't predicted to be delivered until the 20th, or around about the 20th. So it's going to be here early, which is awesome. And I get the fun pleasure of, one, trying to thread this, of bobbinating everything and getting it all sorted. Which I don't mind bobbinating anyway. I've got one of those little bobbinating tool things that you hang on the side of your box and just wind it all up. Well, to be fair, I think it's quicker doing it by hand, but hey, there we go. So yeah, so that should be here this week as well. Alright, so we'll call it a day there then. So let's just mark off we're stitched. Just make sure I didn't mark. So we did 171 stitches, so we didn't do too bad. Filled in a fair bit around here. Obviously this will get a bit more work on it, maybe, this week. Hopefully it should do. So yeah. So again, guys, if you do have any questions or comments, again, please feel free to drop those down below. Email me as always. Email address is dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or I'm on Instagram as dizzystitcher. You can message me on there as well. So again, guys, I hope my hand wasn't in the way too much, which I'm guessing it probably was. It always is. I still need to get this new stand sorted out. I'll have to get it sorted. So until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, happy stitching, and thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. I don't know if you can see this little PB bird. And bugs, obviously, to eat. I've got Tiger down there watching him. And Kitty is just there under the barbecue watching him. I don't know if you can see it very clearly through this screen.